Y'all know what time it is, man. It's your boy Fortune 5000.
It's your boy River Levi, man. And we ain't even finna play, man. We finna get straight into this one, man. It's about who killed Daniel Williams, man. And this actual article came from somebody on Instagram, man. And we thank you for that one, man, because we know we do our videos to try to shed light on what's going on in these prison systems on a daily basis, how the environments are terrible. These guards don't care about it. And it's not really a correctional facility. It's just a place of straight nonsense, man. This is another one of my articles and story that show you how bad it is, man. And hopefully y'all can listen to these videos and understand a prison is a place you don't want to be at all, man. You know what I'm saying? The whole mission is to lower recidivism for the guys that's getting out, man. Understand, this is not a place we want to go back to, because this stuff that we about to talk about today, especially this particular case. So shout out to the person that sent us that, and we encourage y'all to go on Instagram. What is it? Successful_felons. At Instagram, whatever, and send us articles, man, so we can shine a light on these things, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go and get straight into it, man. Inmate, man, he was 22 years old, man, in the Alabama prison system, man. He caught 1 year in prison, man. He was supposed to be released November 9th, man. And instead of being released, his family had to go up there, man, and say, man, take my kid off off life support, man.
Off life support.
So instead of going home that day, he died that day, man, and it was crazy, but he was actually in jail for theft and assault. So when the warden called his family and was like, hey, man, we got your son in the hospital, they told the family that he was in the hospital for overdose.
On life support.
On life support. Because of drug overdose.
Now, we done seen that happen before. We was in the dorm with a guy that actually smoked some K2 and he went brain dead.
Yeah.
And they put him on life support, and his family pulled the plug too. So it's not unusual, but it's rare. It doesn't happen all the time.
Happen all the time.
Majority of the time you in life support from prison to an outside hospital is because inmates done got on your behind.
Yeah.
The sad part is when his mom and dad visit him in the hospital, this man's body was black and blue from head to toe. His whole body. Do you understand what I'm saying? On top of that, the nurses told his family he was sexually assaulted. He had restraint marks, like he's been tied up around his wrists, hands, and ankles.
Oh man, and the warden told them, like, hey, your son is here just because of overdose?
Also, they left out the part like the indentions on his skull, like his forehead and around his head, had actual indentions from being whooped so bad. This a white man too, so you already know white people, when they get bruised up, you see it. So the warden clearly knows this man done got beat half to death, and is gonna sit here and tell his family, think about it now. The day he was supposed to get released,
November 9th.
that his family unplugged him off life support. Day he was supposed to 1 year. Bro, that's nothing. I can do 1 year standing on my head, bro.
Easily, but you ain't though. Well, listen, though, it's nothing. But you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna lie. And you know what I'm saying? But for the warden to sit here and lie and say, hey, listen, your son is in the hospital because of an overdose. And they imagine for this family to go out there and see their kid beaten black and blue, indents in the head, being told by the nurse like, look, yeah, it's evidence of sexual assault. You know what I'm saying? And foremost, so the dad took it upon himself, was like, he called the warden that same day and was hot and was like, yo, why the hell do you lie to me and tell me my son is dying because of an overdose? And all the warden had to say was to him, it's under investigation. That's it. So the dad took it upon himself, said, nah, man, something ain't right about this, man. He wouldn't start doing his own investigation, and somehow
from the inmates, he found out from the inmates.
He got in contact with some of the other inmates inside that same prison, which is a Stanton Correctional Facility in Alabama. He got in contact with some of the inmates, and some of the inmates, or one or two, I can't say how many, expressed to him was like, nah, man, your son was tied up and beaten and
for days,
and you know what I'm saying? And I think it said like 2 days or 3 days, and then after a while, another inmate stood up, was like, hey man, took this man up to the officer station to tell the officer, was like, yo, we gotta get this man some help. But by then he was already unresponsive, you know what I'm saying? So
finally, the family done got a lawyer involved, and that's when things got even more mind-blowing.
Yes. Because they found out the dad was doing an investigation, so they put a stop on that, and the dad needed more info, so that's when he got legally involved. Like, no, let me get a lawyer in.
The lawyer started checking the cameras. You don't even believe what the cameras show.
Man. So now, once this lawyer got involved, and through incident reports, through inmates talking, and through her investigation, she found out more, and she had a suspect that allegedly did this to Daniel, which they didn't name, so they called him Suspect X or Inmate X, and she was able to find out that Daniel was found unresponsive on Suspect X bed, and she found out more.
The cameras also showed that for 2 days straight, Daniel was tied up in the corner of the dorm.
An open bay now. This is an open bay population.
That means one giant room with 70 inmates.
All bunks.
He was tied up in the corner. Ain't no one else saying nothing. He was forced to take drugs, sexually assaulting, and beaten unconscious numerous times.
And this is for 2 days straight, man. This man just was living in hell, and no guards was getting involved. No guards did nothing, and nobody did anything. I don't expect the inmates to do nothing because, hey, it's really a code in prison. You gotta stay out. Stay out of this, or you could be next. You know how that shit goes, especially when you're dealing with gangs. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this lawyer dug deeper into this Suspect X on why he would do such a thing, because think about how violent this is. Well, guess what happened the past couple of years while he's been incarcerated?
Man, this man been fucked up on 9 different heinous acts, man. I'm talking about since 2017. He done been written up for sexually assaulting other inmates, for torturing other inmates, for kidnapping other inmates, and just for violently beating on other inmates, stabbing other inmates. And they had this man housed in the open bay population
with medium custody inmates.
Who's going home this year or within the next year. This is like, you know what I'm saying? This is...
Daniel has 1 year. 1 year to do.
That's it. And he made it almost to the end.
And they put him in the dorm with someone that's literally the epitome of what's supposed to be put in confinement.
Maximum security prison.
Guess what though? Not just the mental psych nurses, but also the warden signed the paper to drop Suspect X's custody to medium to put him in his dorm, saying it's okay for him to be in here.
And you know where that come from? That come from the guards, like I say, the psych people, the warden, all of them who just don't give a fuck about other inmates, because there's no way in...
Listen,
hell, bro.
What dorm was I in at FSP that was high custody?
L dorm.
I was in L dorm personally. These inmates in this dorm, we all had very high custodies for a reason. But guess what? We were all housed together for a reason. He was able to get his custody dropped for him to go on an outside squad, which put him in a medium or lower dorm. He was in there with medium or lower custodies. Yeah. You gotta separate the two for a reason. These are violent offenders. These people are usually about to go home over here.
Very much. So these guards is just failing these people left, right. Cause come on, man, this man going home this year.
Where's the reform at?
Where's anything at? Where's that stuff at, man? So that's as simple. A Suspect X or Inmate X should have never been in that dorm. So that just brings us back to why this warden lied and told the family, your son in the hospital because overdosing. Nah, you knew the truth from the get-go. The incident report is out now. We're going to post that too. It's out. You knew it from the get-go, but you knew y'all failed by not taking violent act and taking your job somewhat seriously. Y'all let this inmate X into a dorm where people supposed to be going home. Low custody people. And this man was brutally tortured. For his last remaining days, only had 2 months or a month and a half left to go home.
Listen, man, people make mistakes and commit a crime and they do the time, right? They should not be held accountable for their past, though. Yeah, we do hold ourselves accountable to not make the same mistakes. Me and this man has multiple businesses right now. We're doing like different things, right? and we've been out for some time, giving back to the community. We're trying to throw an event for kids, right? You're talking about people that spent a third of their life incarcerated. You can change.
Yeah.
And there's so many smart, talented people incarcerated, which is mind-blowing because he didn't do anything to catch 10, 20 life. He didn't do anything. He did something that caught him a year. The man's 22-year-old father of 2 kids.
Kids, we ain't got a pops no more.
You know what I'm saying?
We ain't got a pops.
And this is the type of, it's different levels. It's different levels. Yes, if you commit a crime, you should do the time, and that should be it after you get out, right? But according to the crime, you shouldn't just be put in here with people that's known terrorizing and torturing other inmates. He should be in confinement.
He ain't getting a fair shot to do his time and get out and try to make a difference with himself.
And this the thing. So an inmate had tried me one time trying to see where I was at mentally, and he's on this type of time. And I had to tell him, hey, bro, either you finna kill me or I'm finna kill you, bro. It's nothing else. So imagine if Daniel would have been on this type of time.
Still wouldn't have made it out.
You feel me? Imagine.
And now, okay, we can speak for that from experiences. Like the shorter your time get, the more closer you get to going home. From officers to other inmates start testing you the most. Like, what's up now, bitch? What's up? Know what I'm saying?
They hate you're gonna be free. They hate you're gonna be free. They hate it.
You know what I'm saying? The death right now in Alabama prison is like 5 times higher than the nation average just because just these officers and guards just don't give a fuck. They hiring anybody, put anybody in the staff, and they just don't care. That's from experience. We seen guards, we dealt with them. A lot of them don't give a flying London, you know what I'm saying? And that's fucked up how he had to go through it, and his family got to go through it now. Now his kids won't have a dad, and that's messed up. He don't even get a fair shot because you let a dude, suspect X, kidnapping people in prison.
How you kidnap someone
Sexually assaulting people in prison. And this is known write-ups. Stabbing people in prison. Torturing people in prison. How? How is he housed in open bay with guys who's going home? He's have the advantage. That's pretty much his world now. He do what he want to do it. How he want to do it. Simple. Come on, man.
It's crazy.
It's crazy,
Don't
man.
make any sense, man.
If y'all got any more stories, links, newspaper articles, send us to us on Instagram, man. Successful_fellas, man. Let us know, because we trying to shine a light on these things. And hey, man, hit that like button, subscribe, comment. Low recidivism, man.
Yeah, stay free.